Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy, my betrothed,
Hi.
love of my life for 20 years, but, well, I've...
It's our anniversary.
I've been in love with you since I was 12? But we've been together almost 20 years, and we've been married today 16 years.
Yeah.
And
Happy anniversary.
I'm curious. Well, it's funny.
Let me turn your volume down. Hold on.
The usual thing. I've been pitching this week, and one of them, I hadn't seen him in 11 years. He was one of my very first meetings in Hollywood. I'm going to get to, is anyone listening? Don't worry. I can tell that you're concerned.
No, I'm not.
And he was like, oh, yeah, you had a podcast, right? And I was like, and unfortunately, we still do.
Well, that's funny.
But anyway.
Did that kill?
Yes, it did.
Or did he show a face of feeling sorry for you?
No. They laughed. Is anyone listening, though?
Yeah, this is from Jennifer. And Jennifer, you have some other folks that had a similar sentiment comment all over the gram and whatnot. This is from Spotify. In this world where Andy goes missing at the mall and the FBI sketch artist is at your house, have all photos of Andy vanished? I swear you guys are genuinely the best. We had a bunch of people reach out from last week's episode.
Sure.
Which, this is, sometimes I tell you I'm stupid and you're like, no, don't
say that about the love of my life.
I do have a stupidity when it comes to some things like this. Truly didn't cross my mind at all.
I wanted to say, and I think in that conversation I was like, well, I track you with my phone. And you're like, nope, it's not working or something like that. I want to say that I was just going along for the ride because you wanted me to be describing you. I, too, did not have
You didn't have that thought either. Okay, so that makes me feel better.
And also, me going to the FBI sketch artist is... that's what people do when someone's done something really bad.
Well, yeah, we figured
don't
that
know
out.
Them.
But that wasn't on our mind last week's episode. That only with these kind of comments did
We're
that.
We're such idiots. There was another Spotify comment that was like, I'm listening to your back catalog on patreon.com/nobody's listening, right?
Nice.
And nothing's changed. You're still talking about religion and Elizabeth's dead parents. And I'm like, that is... so true and so funny. If you're here hoping to listen to two people evolve over time as they age, you're in the wrong spot. We just keep it consistent.
I read that comment too, and I really thought that it was a big dig at us because it was like, nothing's changed. Elizabeth's dead parents and the latest documentary. And then it was like, love you guys, you're the best. And I was like, oh, phew.
Well, I mean, speaking of documentaries, I want to put this out there to all nobodies.
It's like a homework situation?
Yes, a homework situation, because I am desperate to talk to you about this docuseries.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. It's called American Nightmare. American Nightmare.
Just how there's no puns or anything in this title?
No.
Okay. You said it as if there was a pun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like a mare, like a horse. Nightmare. That's what it sounded like to me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's just American Nightmare.
Again. You're hitting it.
You say it.
American Nightmare.
Okay. Everyone should watch this documentary. Now, it is very disturbing, and...
I have to watch it too?
I want you to watch it on your own time.
Okay, cool. How many
hours?
There are
3 episodes. And just 3.
Are they like 45 minutes each or an hour each?
I don't know, but you're so invested, you don't fucking care. And I will say, some of the best push-outs, I actually want to see who did it, because they did...
Well, let's save this for when we actually talk about it after I watch it.
Okay. Anyway, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil anything, and it's totally a spoiler situation, so... You
want everyone to...
Go watch it, and then we'll all come back together. It's like a film club.
That's fun.
Next week, and get into it.
Next week or the following week. I mean, I don't know. Am I going to... You don't even know how long it is.
Whenever you get to it... I will trust that the people who are going to get to it will have also gotten to it.
Great. I want to shout out this week's partner, HelloFresh.
Yes.
Go to HelloFresh.com/NLRfree and use the code NLRfree for free breakfast for life. That's one breakfast item per box while subscription is active. Thank you, HelloFresh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love HelloFresh.
I know. Here's a dirty little secret. Now I feel like we're doing an ad that we don't
I
even
know,
do.
and
But
we did this even on our Patreon bonus
we want
episode.
more HelloFresh in our life. Give us more.
Oh my God, it's so good. I want to talk about my week, and I also want to talk about our love and our anniversary. And
You know what I thought would be really pretty cheesy, but a little, and maybe a little corny, but I thought we could read each other the cards we got each other for our anniversary right now.
I want to do that later.
I know it sounds cheesy. Let's just do it, though.
No. You're going to love your card.
You better fucking just say it right now. You haven't gotten me a card yet, have you?
No,
Gee, you didn't get one when you went to Starbucks?
I just got one. And when I was coming in.
You haven't filled it out yet.
Yeah. I was trying to hide it from you. You opened, so this morning on our anniversary. Well, what happened was last night I went to Vaughn's to get stuff for nachos. And then later I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot. And our kid said, you should be nicer to yourself. I didn't say fucking, but I said something like that.
You said it out loud?
Yeah. I want to circle back to that also. But I had forgotten to get your card. And this year, what we've bought for each other is new wood floors for the back house of the cabin. So we're just doing cards, very meaningful. You're very good at cards. I hope I'm pretty good, but I had, not gotten to it yet.
But why would you leave it to such the last moment?
Because I've been in such a murky headspace this week. It truly, it's not that it's not important to me, and I am excited about the chance to express my feelings.
I want you to go get the card now and write it on air so I can see your process of writing it.
No.
But why did you? So the
not
reason
be genuine.
I'm teasing you because I put this together last night when you said, "Hey, tomorrow let's do our cards at dinner. Wouldn't that be fun?" Which sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. I don't want to be like reading our cards at dinner table. That's like
we're going out to dinner.
That's out of my comfort zone. That feels like. I don't know. So right when you said that, I was like, oh, she didn't give me a card.
No, you have a card coming to you. You're going to love it. It's great.
Mine's done, sealed, ready to go.
Anyway, well, this week, I've been Pitchn-n-Bitchn.
Yeah.
I'm so impatient. And you're going to be uncomfortable about me talking about this, but by the time this comes out, it's okay.
Okay.
I feel like
Is it?
See?
No. I want you to do the math on this. This episode comes out in a few days.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
No, seriously though.
But I'm going to be very vague. No one knows what I'm talking about. I know you're worried.
No. This is my only worry is you telling me later we got to cut this out. I'm like, oh, that's such a pain.
Right.
That's all. I'm not worried like for your career and what it means to put this stuff out there.
Well, no need to worry because the career. Well, Teddy yesterday when I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot or whatever, which I shouldn't model for her. I know these things, but
were you just like sitting around and you just said that out loud?
Yeah, kind of. It like occurred to me. Also, she had overheard a phone call I had with a friend where I was talking about like the feelings I'm having right now of this process. Now, today I'm feeling better, so I'll just set the stage. I'm taking something out. Now, I'm taking many things out to pitch, so no one knows what thing I'm talking about.
You're trying to sell a show.
Yes, and what that means is that I have worked very hard on a pitch that I say to people, and I'm going to different distributors and saying the pitch to them, and the pitch is trying to get them jazzed about having a show on their air. But what they will buy is just pay me to then write the pilot. That's like, so I'm trying to sell step one of like a 15-step process.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still very hard to do. And I've done it twice before, and I'm very proud of that. But, you just never know what's going on. You don't know what they're looking for. You don't know, there's so many variables. And it is like putting yourself out there. And in this case, I've done it a few times. So when I sold shows before, it was like 7 years ago, and the whole system was very different.
Mm-hmm.
And you would hear your yes or no from the places pretty quickly, like within that same day, usually.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just takes one yes, which is what is great about it.
Love that.
And so now it seems, or at least my experience this time around has been like, you're not getting the answer that quickly, which honestly isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still waiting. And in the meantime, I've gone through like this such range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like so optimistic. I felt really good about how the pitches went. Everyone I've pitched to has been incredibly generous of spirit and was laughing and wonderful, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
Then I'm like antsy, anxious. When's the call coming in? Then I'm checking myself going, well, don't get excited for the call to come in because it's not going to be good news.
Oh, yeah.
You idiots.
Yeah.
And then getting really down on myself. And yesterday it was like rainy. I was feeling
You seem very
depressed. Now, and that's because I was in the headspace of it's not going to be good news, and I'm really bummed out about it. And that's my life is over, basically, career. Today, I'm feeling like it might not be good news, but that's okay. I still have.
Wow, you sold that one on me. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
And I was, of course, last night in bed, who saves the day? Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, were you listening to him?
No, I'm scrolling Instagram, so depressed, seeing everyone living their best lives. And he pops up.
Oh.
That face pulls me in.
Doing. Sorry, that's what happens to me when he pops up on the gram.
And the thing he was saying was worry is like the biggest waste of energy.
Yeah.
And also, he didn't say this, but it reminded me of something that a friend of mine was saying.
It reminded me of something I desperately want to believe.
Well, no.
Which is?
I think this is so true, and I think this is what I've been going through this week. Okay. My friend, shout out Mary Elizabeth, because she posted this on her Instagram, one of my best friends. Mary Elizabeth Ellis posted about how we often use worry or anxiety or those types of feelings.
Yeah.
We dip into those to avoid being present.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Or to avoid, it gives us a sense of control of I can worry about it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah. And the truth is, I have other opportunities to sell this thing.
Yep.
I have to trust it's going to go to the best home for it. Mm-hmm. Everything's going to work out the way it should. And, on my walk this morning, I did think about the hummingbird situation with my parents' house, that recent kind of sign. And that makes me feel very much like you're on the right track. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm in a much better place. It might not work out, and that's okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good attitude to have. I also think, though, it's great to care. So you can't beat yourself too much up
that's a good point.
Of wanting that you still care and what. You're not so jaded that you're like, fuck this business. Nobody ever sells anything. Fuck it all. It's cool that you still care, I think. Mm-hmm. But I think it's nice to have a healthy balance of that. And there is no need in worrying at all. It does nothing in this case.
It
nothing.
Can't do anything. And also, it's not going to make you feel
better,
any different from how you will feel when it comes down the pike. If it's no, I'm going to be bummed out, and that's okay. I can be bummed for a day, and then I have to remind myself I have these other opportunities, and that means it wasn't the right fit. But if it's yes, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And then I want a bidding war, bidding war.
Do you hear that?
Mr.
TNT?
Hollywood. King of Hollywood. You hear it? No, but I actually do. Enjoy pitching, but I'm sorry that the feelings around it. I know I've been such a bummer to be around for the last 2 weeks because I get so tightly wound, and
Yeah.
it's like weird. I do really well under pressure
Definitely.
in some ways, and I don't in others.
Absolutely. Totally.
I get very moody, I think.
Very much so. Do you think? So I was just kind of joking just now, sort of, but
Okay, God, that almost makes it worse.
no. You'll see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
You have been in a space the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
And my MO has sort of just been to get out of the way a little bit. I'm not trying to get in there and fix anything unless you're asking for a little thing. I'm just curious, how have I done? Because I do feel there's been more of a distance between us because when you're in the zone, you're kind of in a zone.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like, I'm just going to give her space and be real cool and chill. And if she needs any little pep talks, I'm going to give them if she's asking. Because it's also like, you might be in a zone. Like, can you relate to, like, if you're in a zone and someone starts giving you a pep talk where you're like, I don't even want a fucking pep talk right now. Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Like, so I'm just kind of like, I'm doing a little tiptoeing, a little bit.
Yes. And
Is that okay?
It's been perfect. Okay. It's been the perfect amount. I have come to you for pep talks a couple times, and you give them very well.
Sometimes.
No, it's been great. I feel like I have sensed that you've been tiptoeing, which I actually appreciate.
Oh, well, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Because it is a weird thing. I haven't known. I'm not looking for validation for this, by the way. I'm not putting myself up on a pedestal right now.
It seems like you are.
No, but it's like I didn't know because there was a little bit of discomfort in it, sort of. And I just didn't know, am I doing the right thing or does she wish she had a different thing?
Do you want to know what this, and this is so unfair of me.
Sure.
I appreciated feeling like you're on eggshells a little bit because it kind of gives reverence to what sense. I'm going through, which totally shouldn't be, it should be like, I'm doing my thing, you're living your life. But after 16 years, we are very like enmeshed. And I have needed kind of this, like, she's in it. I'm catering to her, sort of.
Yeah.
And it's not been anything crazy. I'm still like, engaged with the kids and cooking dinner and stuff like that. But I do appreciate how you've been.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Again, I didn't need, and it's not like.
Good job.
Yeah, I don't want to make.
Snaps.
I haven't been doing anything cool. If anything,
No.
I've been emotionally distant and.
How is it for you? So for the last couple days, I've been like, looking at my phone every 30 seconds. It's to the degree, like yesterday I took a bath and I was like, well, I know the call's going to come in while I'm in my bath. Whoa. And so I like rushed through my bath. Yeah. I'm not like living real life.
Yeah.
Do you have any feelings of like anxious about hearing and also like, oh boy, if it's not good news, by the way, this is so ridiculous because again, it's a couple of pitches, there's a couple of answers. There's still more to go. But
Yeah. I think I'm much more, has it crossed my mind? Yes. But I think I'm much more pragmatic because I'm from the outside and already am like, worst case scenario, if this doesn't, like, she's got so many irons in the fire right now. Like, I just see the reality. Probably I don't have any foggy glasses on like you might, sort of. So I'm probably more anxious about just your feelings of all of it and feeling for you or being empathetic to you.
Right.
Whereas like everything else, it's like, no matter how things shake out, we'll figure it out. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think I'm a little bit more, have a different set of glasses on.
Every time my agent calls, I'm like, hi, I get so weird.
She seems like she's like punking you at this point.
how are you? And I'm like, I'm nervous, thinking she's about to be like, well, and she's like, oh, don't be. You're going to be great. They're a really nice room. Like the next pitch coming up. And I'm like, that's not what I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
But anyway, all good.
You're good.
I'll have an update.
And it's also exciting times. Like it's so cool that you have all these irons in the fire.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing. I try to remind myself of that aspect of it too, of like, oh, this is just exciting that like there's all these cool possibilities.
Yes.
Which that might be a fun, it's just hard for you to do that when you're in that zone of waiting.
And also the other part of it is like, I put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
And I like it. Like I'd be excited to write this, and I love these characters, and so that's the other thing is I'm rooting for them, and I'm rooting for me. Okay.
Do you want me to edit out the part of you rooting for the characters?
Oh my God.
Okay. This episode is sponsored by the one and only HelloFresh. We've talked about on the show before, meal planning is a real chore in this house, and we were bumping our heads against the wall, and then poof, HelloFresh came into our life. Not only has it pulled us out of our food rut, we are getting to try new meals and recipes that we never would have before, and it is good. Last week, we got a vegetarian box that had some black bean quesadillas that were a huge hit with the whole family. And the week before that, there was a sausage penne and a creamy sauce that I still can't stop thinking about. I went back for seconds 4 times. Each HelloFresh box is packed with farm-fresh ingredients, and everything arrives pre-portioned right to your doorstep for less hassle and less wasted food. And the instructions are super easy to understand, even for someone like me, whose cooking repertoire includes maybe 5 things. You're going to save time and get to eat some delicious chef-crafted recipes and kick the new year off right. So how do you get it? Go to HelloFresh.com/NLRfree and use code NLRfree for free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/NLRfree with code NLRfree. HelloFresh. I do want to talk about something I touched on a little bit on a Patreon episode about how I'm trying to eat a little less meat.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do a little check-in with you and tell you kind of something that happened that is sort of relevant. So the short story is we watched some documentary. What was the one? Eating Healthy on Netflix. What was it? You Are What You Eat.
Yes.
Anyways, I had been feeling a little bit weird about how much meat I eat and factory farming and all that stuff. And then we watched this documentary. I was like, oh my God, I just want to eat less meat. The meat that I'm eating, I'd like to eat more humane meat. That's kind of where I'm at. So I start this...
Human meat?
Yeah.
Andy. You know how I have felt about this. What are we doing? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So just lately, I'm trying to eat more vegetarian stuff. I've also been experimenting with some of the meat substitutes as like a way to start weaning myself off. I have found out I do not like Impossible Burger stuff. It skeeves me out in a way because almost more than the meat does.
Close to meat?
Yeah, but I don't understand the mental math I'm doing where me cooking that meat, it looks so much like meat and it's not an actual animal, but it skeeves me out more than the real thing, which is a ground up animal. I can't tweak that in my head.
Do you like how it tastes?
No, that's also the Impossible. There's like a taste to it.
I've never heard you use skeeve.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Skeeve land. 16 years later. But the other day, I went to go pick up our anniversary gift, the wood floors.
Oh, I was like, oh no, we said no gifts. Okay.
And the pickup, it was like at noon. I get the wood. I'm really hungry. I get on Yelp to see what's around. The closest thing is Taco Bell. Okay. Then I'm like, Taco Bell. And then I'm starting to look, and there's just not much around. And this Taco Bell has 3 stars, which, let's be honest, on Yelp, a 3-star Taco Bell is a good rating for a Taco Bell.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I feel like most of those restaurants are like 1.5 stars. So And then I think to myself, hey, I remember good friend Ophelia Kay, who I've made music with.
Amazing
She got
music.
like one of those, Taco Bell will like hook up artists with like sponsorship stuff and whatnot. They had like a cool music program. So she had like $500 worth of Taco Bell gift cards. I think it's called Feed the Beat.
Oh, I love it.
Clever. But she is vegetarian, and she was stoked because she's like, oh, there's lots of vegetarian stuff at Taco Bell. So we would go to Taco Bell. So I remember this, and I think, I'll go to Taco Bell because I'm on my no meat craze. I
God.
get on my
It's
phone.
like okay.
No, I get on my phone. I Google like vegetarian things on Taco Bell. There's so many web pages come up. I end up going, I get a cheesy bean and rice burrito, a chips and cheese, just nachos, which I love. I get at Taco Bell anyways.
Yeah.
And then they had this potatoes and like sour cream and cheese potato dish. Okay. So I get those three things. It was so good. Okay. Like it hit so right. It hit in a way of like, I like the fast food feeling every once in a while. And like
That fast food feeling.
now that I'm not eating meat, can I ever get that? Can I be
Oh,
satiated
right.
by it? But I was like so stoked. It was so good.
I'm so glad for you.
So excited to tell you about it. I'm writing it down, then I'm mentioning it to you. Then a few days elapse, and I'm hungry again. I'm at the house. I can't remember. I think you had like some sort of meeting happening, so I didn't want to go in the house to interrupt a Zoom or whatnot. I decided to go to Del Taco, thinking, let's see what Del Taco's got up its sleeves.
Okay.
I get a bean and
I know exactly what's up Del Taco's sleeves.
I get a bean and cheese burrito.
Uh-huh.
Green sauce. They ask you what kind of sauce. I just said green. And then because I liked the potato dish so much at Taco Bell,
Dish. I love how you're saying dish like you're on Top Chef. Okay, carry on.
they had like, they were called queso loco fries. And I asked if they had meat on them. They said yes. I got it without. And we're talking like jalapenos, chopped tomatoes, onions, queso sauce, fries. And I'm like, this could be like that other thing, sort of. It's a little more decadent and crazy. And the jalapenos are a bit of a gamble, but I love jalapenos.
Yes.
Anyways, the whole experience, eating it, not as good. And then, as you know, I really paid the price for it.
Oh my God. You ruined that bathroom. I mean, you were in and out of that bathroom all the rest of the livelong day.
Yeah. And so it really fucked me up.
Well, it's funny because you and I, when we first moved here, which was like 14, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
I remember so clearly, like we were going to Del Taco
A lot.
2 to 3 times a week because in our mind, I think I likened it more to like Baja Fresh which is also
That grosses me out for some reason.
another one that, or like Poquito Mas. I feel like there are these levels of like, I think it goes Poquito Mas up top, then Baja Fresh. In my mind, it was like Baja Fresh and Del Taco are at a level, and then Taco Bell's like way, 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 way down. And so we were going hard on Del Taco, not realizing it's pretty much this equal to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I OD'd on Del Taco and got grossed out. And but that's very interesting about Taco Bell. Also, the stars thing on Yelp, I'm like, should we start opening franchises and make them like awesome? Like, should we open a Taco Bell and it's like the cleanest, most wonderful experience so everyone's coming to that one Taco Bell because seemingly they're all shitty.
It's funny. So our friends Maddie and Sarah, they were telling me that they had a moment that they were seriously looking into opening a Jersey Mike's with like 3 other bands, and like that they would all go in together to open it. So it reminds
That's really
me
funny.
of that. But yeah, not all fast food restaurants are built the same.
No,
at all.
they're not.
And I also think like regionally, I've said about this before.
Yes.
Fast food restaurants in New York City gross me the fuck
The Midwest
out.
and South, if you go to actually, okay, we had dinner with Saint Monica the other day, and we were talking about this. I was so hungry and I was out in the world and I was driving past a KFC
Yeah.
and I thought, because my only touchstone for KFC, it used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken, but they can't say chicken anymore.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not, or I don't know, there was a KFC next to our dance studio in St. Louis, Patsy's Performing Arts.
Yeah, shout out.
And so frequently my mom, if she were running late or whatever, we'd go over to KFC. And I would, in the Midwest, it's just nicer. I don't know what it is. The fast food places feel they're cleaner.
You're also talking another era too, but I think that factors in too. But I think both are true. One, I think there is a more level of pride to Midwest fast food restaurant chains, and then also I think back then, like KFC was probably the quality of the food. I'm guessing was probably a little better than it is now.
Well,
back
I
then.
would be very curious. So I used to get and loved like their biscuits with butter and honey.
Oh, I bet you'd still fuck with those biscuits.
The mashed potatoes, but I think they're like probably now very chemical, peppery, I'm guessing. I feel like I can tell what the mashed potatoes will feel like and I won't like it. Corn.
How did they do corn? On a cob or in a bowl?
Cob. Corn cob.
That's cool.
Anyway, so I had the thought driving past it. Now, that day I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
Remember? And I like slowed down to maybe go into the drive.
And I know the one that you're talking about. I'm like, that one looks skeevy.
But then I thought, oh my God. Like, I actually had the thought if you just happened to look at where I was out in the world, because it was like a day where I was just, and if you saw that I was at KFC, what would go through your mind?
Probably that you're fucking somebody else.
Or that I'd been murdered and my body's in the trunk or something.
No, probably that you're fucking somebody else.
And we went to KFC?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And that like
it's going to take a lot more than that to get me out and about. You know what I'm saying?
No, but no, it's like that. It's that good. This, I don't even want to say what's...
Imposter dick?
Yeah, imposter dick. That you're willing to, one, risk blowing up your entire life and also taking this guy to KFC.
Oh, I'm taking him?
Yeah, he's in your car.
He's in my car?
Yeah.
Why would I take him to KFC?
Because he's hungry and he wants some KFC, and you'll do anything for this imposter dick.
Oh, he wants KFC. It's his idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not your idea.
No, but
then
I'm
you're
thinking,
like, but I'll get biscuits, and then you kind of start punishing yourself with the biscuits in the KFC. So then it becomes a ritual that you guys are going to KFC, but you put yourself through it because it's kind of like...
But I'm also like, you would never think of me being there. Like,
oh, you're fucking in the KFC bathroom. I would
Andy,
never figure that out. I would never figure that out.
Honestly, this is pissing me off. Do not. How dare you? You thought. I'm upset.
Perfect crime. It's perfect crime.
Andy?
Yeah.
You know I would never have sex in a KFC bathroom.
Don't you think if you were cheating on me, things would have to be in such a circumstance that you would be making choices that bad?
No. If I'm cheating on you, it's not going to be someone who's taking or wants to go to KFC. It's gotta
Would you just say, it's our anniversary? Would you just say, why are you even saying, if I cheat on you, it wouldn't be? You're like thinking about what it would be.
Why would
just
you
say I wouldn't do, I'm not going to cheat on you. Can you say that on our anniversary?
I am obviously not going to cheat on you.
Okay.
But if I were, it would not be, that's not the vibe I'm going for at this stage in my life.
I don't want you to go for any vibe is what I'm saying.
I know. Hey, you don't get to be upset. You just had me fucking someone in a KFC bathroom in Glendale.
Yeah. Cool. I'm a little upset.
Happy anniversary. Well, listen, 16 years ago, you with your sunburned face and me with my $400 BCBG dress, tied the knot on a
Yeah.
beach in Mexico.
Yeah, good Mexican food.
Great. Okay, now that was good Mexican food at our wedding. Great. So, what? What?
I'm sure we've talked about this, but I do feel really bad that either the night before our wedding or probably 2 nights before, I had my what was kind of acting as a bachelor party thing.
Yeah.
And I had friends over to my uncle's house, and they made us this really nice meal. Mm-hmm. But we drank so hard that we were puking right after the meal.
Oh,
So I feel bad because those
they
people,
saw that?
Yeah, I think so.
Andy.
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
bad.
dear.
Yeah.
She's like, that's my grandmother's mole recipe that's been...
I don't like mole. You should know that about me. After 16 years.
Okay. Okay, speaking of puking.
Yeah.
Over the last few days, I've been trying to find things to distract myself from my spinning wheels. And one of the things has been I've been binge watching How To by John Wilson on HBO
Oh, yeah.
Max.
Where are you on it?
I'm on season 3.
Nice. I love
And
that
I
show.
don't know I apologize. I don't know which episode this was because they've all kind of blended together.
Sure, I get that.
And that particular show, it all does really blend together because he has a cadence in his speaking. And
It's amazing.
so, but on one episode, he interviews this guy who, there's such interesting people out there.
Yeah.
This guy's thing is that he finds and buys army rations from all over time that are still intact.
Okay.
So
MREs, right?
MREs.
Yeah.
And he has them all cataloged, and he can tell he knows his shit. He can tell from the packaging when it was, all this stuff. So John Wilson is there filming him. First thing that happens, which was amazing, is while this guy's doing something else, I assume it's his parents, or there are two other kind of a little bit older, probably a little older than us people, and watching TV. And
Yeah.
John's kind of walking through. He's like, "Oh, hey," almost like,
What
"Who
are
are
you
these
doing?
people?"
Yeah.
And he starts talking to them and is like, "Have you ever eaten expired food?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, I had a Slim Fast that had been expired for a couple of years. It had been in the fridge, and I just got, I don't know why she had it." She's like, "I drank it." And he was like, "Oh yeah, did it taste good?" She's like, "No, it was rusty, awful. I got real sick." And I'm like,
Whoa.
"Why did you drink it? What the fuck?" And so then this other guy, then John goes back into the room with this other guy. He's eating. He's cooking a ration from 1963. It's beef and rice.
Whoa.
And he's making the rice, and he's eating the beef.
Does John try it?
He does try it. And it's hard to get a read on John. You don't see him, first of all. You're just seeing him put the spoon out, and it's this, it's making my stomach turn even thinking about it, how disgusting it looks. And as the guy's mixing it up, he's like, "Yep, this one looks like it might be, spoiled."
What?
And he said, sometimes they're so rancid that it actually makes your mouth go, he's like, it's the funniest sensation. Your mouth goes completely numb. So you almost feel like you can't feel anything, you can't taste anything.
If you do taste it or just smell it?
Tasting it. So after a bite or two, your mouth goes numb. That's what happens when the food is so far gone. But he's
me out so
still
much.
eating it.
So disgusting. This
People are fascinated. Who knew? And by the way, a good reminder, you can sell almost anything on eBay.
Oh yeah. I don't even want to hear that story because my relationship with food right now. So the meat stuff's grossing me out. Then fake meat stuff is grossing me out. Fast food is grossing me out. Postmating or door dashing food, I'm now like, I kind of just, if we get takeout, I like to go get it now.
Whoa, when did this happen?
It's on my mind every time. One, I feel like all of a sudden all these delivery apps have gotten so much more expensive. It just seems
Oh my
so
gosh,
weird.
it's outrageous. But
So it's a
also
lot-
so are groceries.
So they're crazy. But so I think it's
So
cheaper
are
to go.
anniversary cards.
Okay. But
Wow.
I just get skeeved out by these other people.
Skeeved.
Like me going to pick up food.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get a burger a couple days ago for lunch. And it was really close by. But I pick it up and then I just had the thought like that whole journey, it's food in someone else's car for a long time. And
Yeah.
it's just gross to me.
Hey, Andy, I appreciate this, but this is a slippery slope. You're starting to get into like, I do find this interesting because you're also someone who's gone to Del Taco and Taco Bell in the last week. Like the things that you're deciding are gross. Now, I don't want you to get to the point where you're just grossed out even by people cooking the food.
Well, why would you say that?
Well, because it seems like that's what you're getting to. And like, just keep that in check, that anxiety.
I know how you get fucked in a KFC bathroom. Are you ready?
Okay.
It just hit me. Okay. And this, you're not going to feel bad about this either.
Okay.
I die. You feel bad about it. Sorry. You'll feel bad about that part. Okay.
Okay. Obviously.
3 years has passed.
Okay.
And you're starting to get out in the dating
Oh, you
field,
think
but
it's-
you don't want to, but you are. And in this world, a friend of a friend is like, Elizabeth, this might be crazy, but like, would you ever be open to going on a date with Colonel Sanders III? And you're like, did you just say Colonel Sanders III?
This is so dumb, Andy. God.
Anyways.
I thought you were going to have a real scenario.
No, this is it.
There's not Colonel Sanders III.
Just play along that there is for this.
Okay.
Whoever, this is the KFC
Heir?
mogul. Heir. Yes.
Okay.
But he's a little older. He's in this scenario. I died. Actually, let's not put a number on it. Let's put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
But
not
we're
even
in
go
our.
back to that?
We're older than we are now. Okay. Okay. Anyways,
Is
but
he cute?
You meet him. Yeah. And you guys fucking hit it off.
Yeah.
And you're like, never would I ever think that I would fall for the heir of KFC. Is that okay? Is this ethical for me being? It's all complicated for you, but he's such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the bedroom stuff is muy bueno. Okay. But
Andy,
he does have one quirk. He's got a little quirk. He's got one quirk. And you learn about this about 6 months into the relationship when you guys popped by a KFC, a new one that had just popped up open.
That he's like kind of overseeing.
His biggest love, thrill in life is sex in a KFC bathroom. And you go along with
What would be
it.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I will say, I think you have a point.
It's plausible, right?
It's a new open, so it's clean.
Yep.
And what would be crazy is that we've had this very conversation.
Makes it even better.
And I would go, I feel like this is my
I'm winking at you.
deceased. Yes, it's a wink. I hate this conversation so
Hopefully
much.
I am winking at you and not being like a pervert about it. Because that's like a real bummer.
Oh, happy sweet 16 anniversary. You know what? We've had a good run. 16 years.
Yeah.
It's been a good 16 years. My favorite thing to do with you, and not like how you're talking right now, but is dreaming together.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about like so many of the dreams that we've had together. You're my favorite person to dream with, first of all, have manifested. Maybe not in the ways that we thought.
Oh, I like
And
that.
I recently was going through, like, I have a kind of bin of special cards and notes and stuff.
Yeah.
You gave me kind of this dream checklist, which this was when this was a long time ago.
Okay.
I think things were very tight financially. And
Oh, yeah.
but one of them was like a Caribbean cruise, which is hilarious because
We get skeeved out by cruises.
we're skeeved out by cruises.
Yeah.
But one of them was like a house, and it was this little tiny house in Silver Lake that we had seen, and I mean it was like 700 square feet.
Ooh, I'm
Do you
trying to
remember
picture it.
it was up behind where ginger grass was, and also it's like yard backed into a parking lot.
I don't remember.
Anyway, I fantasized about owning this house because it was very cute, needed some work, but and so you put like a new house and then the address of this
Oh,
house,
that's
which was
cute.
very cute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we've kind of, manifested some of these things in an even better way.
Do you have any other examples besides a house?
What was on there?
I mean, it's cool. I'm not getting goosebumps or anything.
Well,
no.
I do have a very clear recollection of being in our old place, and I had like, it wasn't a vision board, but it kind of was. It was up next to my desk, and
Yeah, you did have like a vision
it was
board.
one of those boards that has like crisscross ribbon, and you can tuck things in and pin things to.
Mm-hmm.
I should get this again because
It's kind of vision boardy.
yeah, no, it is, and I think
Where would you put it?
Oh yeah, I guess we don't have a place for it, but I put a lot of cabin stuff up there.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Now, is our cabin what the cabins I was putting up there? No, but I love our cabin, and that's another thing that kind of manifested.
I love it.
What dreams do you have for the future?
I don't want to sound gross, but I've always wanted to have sex in a fast food bathroom.
Okay, God.
Dreams for the future for us?
Yeah.
Gosh, it doesn't take much, which I think is a great thing. I am very happy with our
I am
life.
too. I feel very, very blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. No, but I do feel very lucky. I feel like things are good.
I'd like to go on some cool trips.
Yeah. Experiences. I'd like to learn new things.
Oh, I like that.
You know what? So a few years ago for my birthday or something, you got me this like quilting kit.
Okay.
Which I appreciated. And I think you were kind of ahead of the curve for me, actually.
That sounds like me.
Because I kind of want to get back into quilting. And by back in, I mean...
Start.
No, when I was like 11 or 12 or 13, Liz Canavan's mom was a quilter.
Okay.
And she came and taught us like a quilting thing. And I got really into quilting.
Oh.
For a year.
I could see quilting for you. I feel like...
You need a lot of space is the only thing.
You know who is like literally like a championship winning quilter?
Who?
BDT's mom is like legit.
Is she really?
Yeah. So if
Does
you ever
she
need
sell
some
her
tips,
quilts? I love quilts.
I don't know. But I think this might be a little premature for you to get into the quilting game because I do see you once you
I need space.
get into it, you'll also like get into it.
Yeah.
And I would hate for you to blow your load. Sorry for that expression, but too early on the quilting where I could see it a little bit later in years more fulfilling for you.
I mean, I can't be working and quilting because I'm going to want to give it my all, is what I'm hearing you say.
Oh, so you want like a quilt studio, like that's like you build a quilt studio.
Yes.
On the ranch. Yes. Not on the ranch, just like maybe a room at the cabin or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like that. Yeah, some trips, you quilting. I would like a little larger house. I think could be very nice for us. Our house is really goddamn small.
Oh man.
So that would be another thing. But I'm not stressed out about that. I'm not like we say that now before our kids are teenagers, and then we might be like, oh my God. But I don't know. Yeah.
Another thing I'm so grateful for, and I know we've talked about her addiction and stuff like that, but Ramona lately, I've been having this, animals have been coming up a lot more lately, kind of in our family. Like our daughter wants a dog. You want a dog. You and our daughter want a dog.
I want a dog, but I don't want to have to walk it or deal with other people with dogs.
Okay, so that's all part of it.
I know.
And train it and...
I'll train it. I'll train the fuck out of it.
Okay. Well, and I want a dog too, but I just don't want to be miserable with allergies whilst having a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But Ramona lately has been keeping me company through all of these emotional highs and lows and stuff. She's really been my like sidecar.
Yeah.
And I had that thought yesterday. Like, we have this creature that we get to just have and hold and pet. And she's so fascinating looking. And like, we as humans get to have these little creatures who love us and comfort us. How lucky are we? It's incredible. If you really think about it, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is a great way to wrap up this wild anniversary episode. But I love you so much, and I'm very grateful for you. And I hope that your KFC weird like premonition does not happen, and we're married forever, and then we die peacefully holding hands while sleeping, painless when we're like 100.
In that version, we're 100. We're in a bed together.
Yes.
So
or in like rockers.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Are we? Is like there's something on the TV?
Yeah, we're in kind of lazy boy plush recliners right next to each other, and like where the generous armrests are pressed up against each other, so we have kind of a natural ledge for our hands to be intertwined.
And we're watching like reruns of something, and they come in. And then they're like,
"What are we watching?
It's time to get ready for dinner, guys." And then they realize we're bye-bye.
Yes.
And then they're like, "Oh my God, they're holding hands.
Yes.
They're both dead. How is that possible?"
And what's on TV?
Reruns of The Staircase.
Oh my God.
Like, we won't shut up about The Staircase in the old folks' home. Like, it's all we talk about. And they're like, "We get it. This was a really important documentary back in your day."
No. What's something very sweet we're watching?
You know that show Chip and Potato?
Yes.
So you might have noticed when you came home the other day, it was on. I left it on because Ramona was watching it.
That's so cute.
Yeah, she seemed like she was watching it. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to turn this off if she's enjoying it.
That's very sweet.
But okay, real quick. Good. What is the show?
Something that you and I really love to watch. I don't know that we have that yet. For me, it would be like Golden Girls, but that's not your thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about that, and we'll.
It'd be cute if we were watching the movie Groundhog Day on which is our anniversary.
Oh, we've never watched that together.
We haven't?
Well, I know we haven't because I've never watched the full thing.
It's such a good fucking movie.
Well, I'd like to watch it.
I wonder if the kids could watch it.
Bill Murray.
I think maybe.
I wonder if listeners are going, "What? No!
We just gotta see what
Oh
it's
my
rated.
God!"
If it's PG, they can definitely watch it.
Okay.
If it's PG-13 in that era, like
Yeah.
they hook up in it, but I think they just kiss in it. There's no sex in well, he's kind of a piece of shit though in the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
But we should watch it. It's really funny.
I'm not seeing a rating. Oh, it is PG.
I bet we could watch it.
That's fun. Okay. Well, I love you. Happy anniversary.
I love you too.
Good night.
Good night.